She got brilliant ways, money and fame. My people know struggle and pain.
You wouldn't know nothing about that. That's so yeah.
Don't call me by my government name. My girls, no.
Let's say you're going.
Me care.
Oh no, it's not Percy's.
My name's my name.
We're in.
Jafaris.
I'm gonna introduce
We're
myself
in.
as Jafaris, but
Russ.
Okay.
Oh, we in. Okay. Welcome back to GTG, baby. Get the gist.
Yes.
Weekly subscription
Bruh.
to the gist.
Yes.
Well, guys, we got some amazing guests here
Beautiful
beside
people.
us.
Beautiful people.
What? Number one. We've got Sweet Like Honey.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
A bit of a new territory for me, but I'm here.
We get comfortable.
Ooh, welcome.
Yes, sir.
And we've got the lovely.
Uncle Jaffa, no relation. What you telling me?
Sounding a bit Jamaican there.
You're the first guest to actually announce themselves on my pod. It's usually my thing, but you know what? I ain't mad because I really like
Oh,
that.
my bad.
No, I loved it.
Let's start again.
I was gassing you there.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
actually
Appreciate
being
it.
serious. I actually love that.
No problem.
Love
Thank
that.
you. No
That's
problem.
good. Guys, so gist of the week. Gist of the week is, let me see if I can memorize it. Yes, this girl, she used to like do gym vlogs, right? And she goes, she doesn't like the mixed gyms, the men always looking, all that stuff there, they're weird. So she was like, okay, guys, donate to my thing. I'll do an all women's gym. People were donating. She bought a house.
So a girl
She
should go
can
to the
make
gym there.
gym videos inside her house.
Bro, like, literally, that's
Community
only just a week,
center.
but like, literally, that's what happened. Like, and people were like, guys, hope you know it's your house too, because you contributed to the
Wow.
mortgage.
Technically.
Literally.
How much money did she make from it?
Bro, I wish I knew, but probably lots to buy a house. The house is nice. It's not any chicken house. It's a big house. The walls are white. You know the houses where the walls is white and
Can
the
she not be
carpet is
like done like for
Yeah.
fraud or
dude, it's a
something?
new
No?
build.
I mean, can you
Can
get
she
it
not be done for fraud? Because
But you donated, so it's
Yeah.
voluntarily.
yeah,
would
but
feel like
the
it's
but the,
taken.
no, but the reasoning behind it was fake.
Well, like,
But no one has brought her up, though.
She
That's
could
like the
like
Tinder thing,
claim
She's
that
not a good
her
Christian.
gaff.
Sha.
She could
don't
claim
believe
like
in
she has a
Jesus.
gym in the back garden. Do you get me? Like she could claim
Pandemic
that,
gym.
and
Yeah.
then
One of
she's
those ones.
yeah. If so,
Rah.
you can't really give out because it's a space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If
Damn.
you really want to get technical, it's not
Literally.
a commercial space. So if you
Look at
want,
our lawyer here.
see,
Look at our lawyer
I was
here.
like, girl, you know a lot. Damn.
just know my rights.
As we should all know. Do you guys know your rights? I don't know my
I
rights.
know
really.
my rights, yeah. Especially
You know
when
your
you're
rights?
driving. Yeah. Can't get stopped, can't get pulled over without can't get your car taken off you if you only have one thing wrong. You have to have like two things. Do you get me?
Really?
Yeah.
So even for like speeding.
Oh my god.
Insurance.
I
So
got stopped one time for speeding, guys.
You can't get your car taken off you.
They don't take your car fee, they just give you a fine. Like, I
Okay,
was doing
sorry.
a mad speed.
But like, let's say if you have like no tax.
Okay.
Like, you have to have
Yeah.
like no tax and no license, or do you get me?
What
Like,
about no insurance? 'Cause,
no insurance.
like, it would
Oh
take
well,
it.
like they have to ask you to produce it. Do you get me? Like,
you don't
so-
have it. And
yeah, if you don't have your insurance, like, but like it
You're messed up
depends.
there.
Like, if you don't have your insurance, you can just be like, well, I don't know. Not that you can just be like,
Yeah.
maybe you left it at home or something. Do you know what I mean? So they have to ask you to produce it. Like, they can't just be like, oh, you don't have insurance. Like, you'd be like, oh, I forgot it. Like, that happened to me before.
Yeah, it's happened to me too. But they didn't ask me to produce it.
Did they
They're
not?
just, no, they're just like, oh, go ahead. It was when I actually just got my car. So, like, I had the insurance, but the disc hadn't showed up yet.
Exactly.
So I was like, I swear I have insurance. And they were like, yeah, fine, bye. And I was like, oh, sound.
Yeah, that's it. Especially like that one where if you get hit, like if you get like let's say if you're walking onto oncoming traffic, like you can still get a claim even though it was your fault. Do you know what I mean? Just stuff like that, like claims.
I
Claims
wanna
are dangerous out here.
I want to know
Yeah,
the
if
rights.
you rob
of-
someone's house and you get hurt in their house, you can sue them.
Yeah,
Even if you're the thief.
yeah.
Also, I want to know about workplace because I don't have a car. I don't have a house. So I need to know the rights in the workplace. Do you know any rights in the workplace?
Yeah, 100%.
Go on. Give me 5. Give me 5.
Like, so you're entitled for every 4 hours you work, you're entitled to like a 20 to 15 minute break.
Okay.
You can't work. You have to, like, before your next shift, you have to have at least 13 hours off. And if you don't,
Can't tell you how many of my jobs have done that.
do you get me?
Nonsense.
That's not right. Like, what else can you do? I should know that because that's basically part of my job. Like if you, like, you're like, you know the way you can work a new one for COVID. like you can ask to work from home, and you can keep asking until they basically not that they have to let you, but like it's now like since COVID, you can like request, and you can just keep requesting. Now they do have to deny it, like they can keep denying it, but like
Fair enough. Yeah, I tried to get like work from home, but like they said no. And I feel like if I
asking.
if I keep so I can get fired. Be like, I'm tired of this
But
girl.
you can't get fired. Like if you have a full permanent contract, you have to go through like 3 strikes.
3
and you're
warnings.
out. You gotta get
Really?
your verbal warning, your written warning, and then it goes to disciplinary.
What if
Do you
they're
know
like,
what I mean?
okay, written warning. Okay, she kept on asking about time off. Third warning.
That's
She
not.
kept,
You
That's,
can't
that's,
ask.
Really?
That's
They
a
can't
request.
fire you for
Do you know
requesting.
what I mean?
just checking.
Yeah.
So Monday I know what I'm doing. You get me when I
just say
get
you
there.
need to work from home. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
I
My
haven't-
car's been recalled for something, and I've been dodging that because I work Monday to Friday. I ain't got time to drop my car.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? My car's being recalled. It's probably being recalled for a good reason. So I'm
Maybe.
gonna give these people a ring and just work from home.
Yeah, that
the
would be
week.
awesome.
Yeah.
Any excuse to work from home, like
Oh no, honestly.
I've never worked from
They
home.
teased us with that. Like that COVID. They teased us with working from home. It was great.
yeah.
And now full time in the office.
Let the artist speak. Do you guys have home studios?
I have like equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, I have equipment to make a setup.
Honey, do you have?
Same here.
So would you prefer making music from home or from the studio? Where are you more creative? Yeah.
Like from writing.
Yeah.
From writing.
Yeah.
For my own time.
Okay.
Actually, it's starting to change a bit because I feel like I'm starting to like enjoy working in the studio. And the reason why I chose like, okay, I prefer my space for writing before would be because I get to, I guess, take my time. But
Yeah.
I feel like now in the studio, I feel like I'm getting more confident. I guess because I'm working with friends.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to like just like get in my writing bag, even if it's just like, okay, fast paced, we need to get this verse done. We got 2 hours, or we got 2 hours to finish 2 songs. I feel like because I'm working with friends, it's a bit more of like a fun experience now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think before, I think it just depends, I would say. But I definitely, overall, I would still choose like
Your
my
home.
own space. to write.
Yeah, it kind of changes by the day. To be honest, I feel like when I'm in with my peoples, it's like more of a vibe. Do you get me? Like everyone's feeling the song together. But I don't think I can record super vulnerable things in front of people anymore. I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like I'm gone into my shell.
Even
now,
though they're
and I
gonna
have
hear
to,
it,
like-
they're gonna hear it.
Yeah,
eventually.
that's fine. But like when I'm recording it, I want to be as weird as possible. I want to be as I want to cry if I want to cry. Do you get me?
Have you ever cried on a track? And which
I-
track was it?
I got Spotify right here.
No, it wasn't necessarily a song. It was more like a spoken word piece. I would say I was cracking up, not like crying. Do you get me? More like my voice was cracking. But yeah, that's probably the most emotional I got while I was recording.
Does like writing music take a lot of emotion out of you, or is it like what are you feeling more? Like in majority, I'm so interested in this. Like I'm actually,
Yeah.
you gotta write a
It's
book.
really nice to like get
Yeah.
into your minds because I'm like when I listen to music,
Yeah.
I'm not someone who deals with beats. I listen to words. Like words place such importance to me with music. I can hate a song and then I'll hear one line that I resonate with. And that's it. I start rinsing the song. So like what takes you through that process?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like digging into the emotions, or sometimes you just write stuff and people just find it deep? Because I feel like from talking to you, Percy, you're a real deep person. Like even when you have your normal conversations, I'm like, oh.
To be honest, I can't write when I'm in the emotion personally. I write in hindsight. So I have to go through it, process it. Why did I react like that? Why did that person react like that? Blah, blah. And then I have to kind of see like a hopeful tone in the song. Do you get me? So yeah, I'm writing like maybe a year after something has happened. You get me? Or sometimes, it's weird, sometimes I write about things that haven't happened yet. And then it's almost like I've manifested them to happen. Yeah, it's a bit...
not manifesting anything bad.
I mean, I've manifested breakups. So that's
That's the
happened.
first.
Maybe
Never
it's
heard.
not manifesting. Maybe you always knew
Do
it
you
was
mean like
not
you
right.
jinxed it or you manifested
But it wasn't, it's my conscious self was like, this is perfect, this is the one, this is it, for a long time. But here and there, I'm making songs, like, because when I write, I'm not thinking about, okay, this song is about this. I'm literally just a train of thought, the beat comes on, whatever comes out, and I'll listen to it. Even in the moment, I'm not really deep in what I'm saying. Maybe I'll listen to it like 2 weeks later, and I'm like, whoa, why was I talking about that? And then I'll have that little conversation with myself, but because of like specifically those breakup ones, I just like put them to the side because I didn't want that to be the case. Do you get me? But yeah, it's just,
What about you?
Then it manifested.
Speak like honey.
I feel like if it's sad, I'm definitely not writing about it in the moment. Even after, I don't think I want to go into it. I feel like in the past, I used to thrive from like expressing myself when I'm sad and all these things. But then I think I made a conscious decision that even if that's my story, I want to find a new story. Like I don't want to make music about what went wrong. Unless I'm checking somebody. Unless it's from like an empowerment place.
Yeah.
I don't want to sulk in the
I get you.
in the negativity. Because I just feel like I'm trying to like, like activate my bad bitch self and
I hear that.
the fun side of me, and I don't want to like dwell too much.
What
all the
sells
time.
more? The sad stuff or the good stuff?
It's the sad stuff.
Of course. People's is sad out here. What for you? What sells? What do people buy into
I
more?
think it's a mindset thing because now I can't even listen to sad stuff. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is
true.
about
I don't
me
listen
right now.
to. Yeah.
It's just
That's
not
interesting.
really.
I feel like maybe sad stuff sells quicker, but then happy stuff or positive stuff lasts longer. I feel. Do you get me? Because
Facts.
people are always sad, so sometimes you want to get out of that sadness. You get me? I don't know. I feel like that's the case. What was the last song that made you guys cry?
I don't actually like. I'm actually not because I know there's some psychos out here. Yes, y'all are psychos.
You're a crier,
that
innit?
like to.
I'm a queen of depressing music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You people are psychos because why would you like to do that? If I'm sad, first of all, I don't even think I listen to music anymore because now I know like music is spiritual and something about the sounds or the different like
frequencies,
yeah, they can
yeah.
trigger stuff in you. So first, if I'm sad, it's either like I'm just quiet or like.
So speaking, I'm gonna go through my playlist.
I think-
Yeah, what you think?
I love a sad song. Like,
Yeah.
I
Damn,
absolutely love
y'all
a sad
psychos
song.
out here.
No, but like it just is like, do you ever get like when it just lets you release it for the moment? Do you get me? And especially like if I've gone through breakups where like I've been really sad, listening to sad music, and then do you ever get in a breakup where you don't feel like you're over it, but you don't want to be over it because you don't want to like get like it's like the end of the breakup grieving like period. But like I listen to those songs to be like, okay, let me just get everything out and then I'll be done. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the complete opposite. I feel like when I went through like my breakup, every song I heard resonated with the breakup. I was listening to everything and be like, yeah, this is what they meant. Oh, this is how they felt.
Maybe I don't know what's sad like
Like Sam Smith.
Yada bands.
You say.
Okay,
I'm
no,
crazy.
see, I
Is
like
that
music
sad?
like that.
See,
But
I
like,
don't-
do you know
Nah,
like
that does not make
see like
me
hide
sad.
and seek,
That does not-
Stormzy? That's a sad song.
Hide and seek, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not
Is
I don't see it as a
kind of
sad
hope.
song.
It's kind of
You know you're my. He says
It's
something
hopeful.
where
It's the music video that makes
Yeah,
it sad. Because if
No.
you didn't see the music video, you'd be like, oh, it's like all right. But
I
then
think it's a sad song.
you see
No.
like
Nah,
Stormzy and it's
I feel like it's
love.
more of a hopeful song.
Yeah.
no,
There
for
gotta be
me,
an element of like empowerment or hopefulness in it, or else I can't.
really.
Like the chords, especially.
Yeah.
The way maybe it's because I listen to music like true lyrics, but that song I can hear how bad he wants her back, like he wants someone
Yeah.
who's gone.
Yeah.
it's not like a
Wait,
sad
I'm
song,
gonna
but
find it.
it's sad
You
for
think he's
him.
gonna get her back?
I don't know. I used to be that person that listens to sad music all
Why?
the time and like be in my feelings, but I realized that doesn't help me. I have to like, I
Yeah.
can't dwell too tough. Obviously, I'd rather take accountability and move on quick straight away than dwell in the sadness and then move on. Because then like, damn, like,
Please, even as a child, for my 10th birthday, all I wanted was like an Usher CD. And like on the song was, you remind me of a girl. Those were all the songs like I grew up listening to.
I don't
But
know.
when you deep the lyrics, it's actually sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ben Howard,
Ben Howard.
Lil TJ, or honestly,
oh, Lil TJ, I remember
Lil
the song,
TJ,
Do Better song, is it?
and no, that's Donald something.
Oh, okay.
I know that one. And then Yada Bands. Oh my God, this like literally got me through my breakup.
It's
like,
so weird.
because it's not
I
like
don't know
sad
one
music.
person you just
But-
said.
Listen,
You know, yeah, I get you. I get,
listen.
you know,
a
I get
bit
where
of
you're coming
country as well. Can't
I like
beat it.
country music, but I love
Country music,
gospel
this is
country
crazy.
music.
But Yada Bands, he's like, it's like upbeat. It's sort of like Lil TJ, but like it's just like, you broke my heart. And it's like fucking unreal, honestly. Give it a listen, guys. Give it a
See,
listen.
aside from music, how else do you guys handle being hurt?
That's a good question. How do
You
I do
don't.
that? I feel like talking to my friends first. Like if something has happened, I think about it. I talk to my girls. They remind me that first of all it's your fault because you put yourself in that situation. But just remember that you're still bad B and he didn't really disturb you in the first place. And then like I put all my energy into like all my crafts. I just have to keep on moving because he dare not stop me from achieving what I need to achieve. That's where I feel like if that person stops me from my purpose, then he won. But if he doesn't stop me from my purpose and I'm still winning, then I'm flipping the winner. He was a lesson.
Well, it's weird because I feel like I went through different stages. Like when my breakup, it definitely, at first it was depression. Like that was the first time where I felt like I truly understood what depression was. There was no eating, there was no sleeping. People would talk to me and I cried for like no reason. They say hi and I'd be like, and then it got to a point where I don't know, eventually just stopped. But music was something that really got me out of it. Like, you know the Vito song, You Got It Girl, Fix Your Credit, what is it? Get your bag up, get that degree, looks so fine, get that degree, focus on me, unlock potential that you didn't know you had. Little things like that I'd start hearing and be like, I'm gonna unlock this potential, I'm gonna get that back.
How about you guys?
How do I deal with hurt? I feel like,
Make music?
to be honest, I feel like I'm very stoic. You get me? I'm very
I
like,
warned you about his vocabulary. I told you, this
to
boy
explain.
talks and I'm like, dictionary.
Okay, a stoic.
like
I'm gonna use that.
just someone who doesn't like fold in emotional situations. I feel like I'm a very emotional person, but I'm also quite like, I mean, I'm not dead. I'm not where I used to be. I'm still fine. Do you get me? Of course, maybe I might cry or whatever, but I'm very much like, I'm fine. I didn't die. Nothing is really wrong. Do you get me? So I don't think I sit in hurt too much. And obviously I have music as an outlet as well, so it helps a lot. But I don't.
I feel like, funny enough, it's not from like a relationship or anything, or just from one thing. But if I'm being really, really, really honest, I feel like I'm going through that right now. Like I'm going through like getting over being hurt. And I don't think it's like one thing. And I think it's just like an accumulation of stuff from the past.
Yeah.
And then you give someone else someone else a chance, like a new person. And you're like, oh, you're different. And then it's like, you don't get me.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's like, I think I'm at a point where I'm just like, okay, you know what? I need to change something about myself. I feel like I'm too given. I'm too nice.
Does that have to stop
I
though?
don't think you should stop that.
It's not about, it's like, I don't have to, okay, I'm a kind person and no one can take that away, but I feel like I do need to like manage the way I relate with people.
Boundaries.
Because that's what got me to this point where, I'm literally, every day is different because today was a good day. Like we had a whole day today. Not gonna lie, last week was a mess. But I think maybe how I get over my hurt is I guess I talk to friends a lot. I don't know. I guess I create. And honestly, I would say my friends is like the best like healing tool. And I go inward a lot as well. I kind of like take my time to like meditate, like do my affirmation, remind myself like, okay, you know what, you're this person. Like, but it's like it's weird because it's like I'm fine at the same time. It's just I think it just like it just like changes.
It's a balance.
And I think that's like realistic. Like that's normal. Like
Thank you for sharing that, honestly, because I actually trying to think of how I was going to enter this question in. But do you guys think your standards are interchangeable depending on the person? Because obviously you were talking about like how, okay, this person, he's different. Right. But like maybe the standards you had for that last person and the standards you had for this person were the same. But these times it should have been different. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What do you guys think? Oh, we didn't ask you. How do you... How do you get over hurt?
Oh,
So you thought you was going to run away?
I don't know, like, I do speak to friends and stuff like that, but sometimes, like, I'm very aware that a lot of people have a lot of things going on, and my friends would do absolutely anything for me, but I think it's just, from me, I like to get through things myself, so that's why I think I depend on music a lot, but, like, I'll go to the gym, like, excessively, And then I'll go like, but I'll listen to sad music. Like, I don't listen to sad music and just cry in my room. Do you get me? Like, when I'm walking to work, when I'm in work, get my shit done. Do you know what I mean? Going to the gym, like, that's the best workout. Like, I don't know why people are listening to techno. Like, literally, put on a bit of sad music and you'll literally absolutely blast it. Because you're just like, honestly,
how
just
dare you?
Yes, you know what I mean? Yada bands again. But, like, it really works for me because it's sort of like getting me in that moment of, like, of sadness and grief, and it's pushing me to do other things. Do you know what I mean? So it's using my sadness as as a positive, basically.
I get
I
you.
like that.
But yeah, back to the standards thing. Do you guys feel like your standards are different for the people that come into your life? Friendships, relationships, jobs, all that stuff there. Who wants to go first?
What are you considering like standard? Just like character?
Yeah, everything. Like
Physic-
the way they dress.
physicality.
Like, you know how I know myself. If a guy if a guy has the car and the job and the place, I'm less hard on him in regards to maybe other things. I don't want to go into those other things. But other things, do you get what I'm trying to say? And even, let's say, friendships. You know, some friends, they have this character in them. So, okay, cool. You have that character. I'm going to be more patient with you. Whereas in other friends, they don't have this character. So I'm strict on them because I have a standard of them in my head. That kind of thing. Jobs. Like, let's say one job, I allow them to, I don't know. I allow, like, my manager to be this way because the job is paying more. But I allowed my other manager to not speak to me that way because the job was paying less. Do you get me?
I feel like I'm always the same. And I think my parents hate me for it because I just won't conform to like, oh, Dad, you're wrong, but I'm supposed to pretend you're right. No, it's like I'm always the same. And funny enough, it's like it's confusing me because I'm like, on one hand, like I feel like I'm too nice, but then but I don't take shit at the same time, so I don't. Can I curse?
You don't know.
I think
A little bit.
I'm not sure. I don't know because
I think
It's tough. It's a tough question.
Do I come across like as if I take BS? I do.
Yeah, a little bit.
called you
I mean,
out.
I know you're very vocal about when it is BS, but because you're nice, you do let it run for a second.
Longer than
Yeah,
it should.
I
I remember we had that conversation today.
What was the conversation?
I'm not gonna get into the
Damn,
conversation.
you ain't gonna just
But
us.
it was just
Let's
like
get the
giving
gist.
someone chances after, but I recognize the BS, like, and
Yeah,
I
I
do
was-
call it out. I do call it
What
out.
I wanted to
But that's
say
how
is-
your standards are changing.
But
by
I'm
the way.
I was
giving
gonna
you
say,
opportunity.
yeah, your standards are changing because I think you have a level of softness for that person. I was like, that's where I think where our standards change. It's how much we care about the person. So it's how much we're willing to hold back because
Yeah.
we don't want things to end. We don't want things to cut off. We don't want things to stop happening. It's like what you
okay.
say with that boss, you're earning a lot more money. You're gonna allow nonsense because you don't want to lose the job.
Exactly,
You're gonna
yeah.
allow nonsense when you don't want to lose a person.
Right.
It's not that you're not recognizing the nonsense. You're just holding it back. But when you value someone else less, you're gonna cut that nonsense straight because you couldn't care.
Yeah.
You wouldn't care. But when
Yeah.
it's someone you genuinely have a lot of care for in your heart, even when they do you dirty, you have a lot more patience for it.
Yeah. I think that's what it
spitting.
is. Yeah.
I think I just don't let those like less standards get into my space. Do you get me? Like I've already set it at a boundary of like, okay, this is the way you act, this is the way I see you. You're never gonna like this is where the people with like high standards that I have of them anyways. And then people who are here, you're never gonna get up here. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna reach that because you've already sort of been that type of way. Do you know what I mean? And if you wanna get to the high standards, like I think you just have to it's all about like for a job anyways, like don't speak to me any type of way. Like I've really realized that, especially working in like corporate life, it's like don't let like minor microaggressions go. Don't let like people belittling you, especially being a woman in corporate as well. Everybody's like trying to fight, and it's like you can get your message across without getting angry and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, okay, I don't like the way you're speaking. I don't appreciate that. That's all you have to say. You don't have to get into it. You don't have to explain why you're sad.
Yeah.
And then people know, like, that's my boundary. Don't cross it again. And they don't.
I feel like I'm
with
trying
that.
to keep my standards consistent in regards to everything, in regards to interchanging it, because I just feel like that's really wishy-washy, like on my part anyways. I feel like it speaks a lot about my character and who I am if I'm, okay, this person has this standard, but for the next person I'm changing, because I do that a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. More so in my relationships, in regards to my friendships, those standards stay the same. So why should it change? But in regards to
everyone is different. I feel like it's okay to have grace for certain people. Do you
Yeah.
get me? Like, especially if you maybe know their background, their upbringing and stuff. Like, it's okay to be like, oh, I understand you're still going through this traumatic or whatever. Do you get me? I think in relationships though, you gotta be strict. That one there, very important.
that still,
That
I'm not
one,
gonna
that
lie.
one needs to be more like, yeah, you if you're not up here, there's no point. Do you get me?
I agree with that.
I feel
Why
like
do we like value like a relationship over like platonic relationships or like or our families or whatever? Like, why is it with
Do you
relationship
know why?
and it's like
Because when it comes to family, they have to unconditionally love you. When it comes to relationships,
What about friends?
it should,
Friends?
even your friendships. Like, I feel like my friends unconditionally love me. Like,
Yes, we
I would
do.
have to do some crazy ass stuff for them to cut me off. But when it's like a relationship, it's not like you're trying to sell yourself to the person and say, this is why I'm your perfect match and this is why I'm good for you. This is why I'm this. Whereas it comes to like your friends and family, a lot of them have been there for a long period of time in your life. They love you unconditionally. Your family will forever love you unconditionally. But when you meet a partner, some of them only have met you maybe within a year, 2 years, and you're trying to show them, okay, like now, if whoever I meet now, I'm 28, I have to now explain to this guy the Roslyn I am in 28 years that my friends of 10 years know, my family have known for 28 years. It's like you're selling yourself to someone. That's why I feel like sometimes we change our standards for people like that, because I don't want to say it's like you're desperate for love, but it's like we all want to be loved. So you're kind of like trying to sell your
think you're-
best self possible.
You're blinded by love. Like I think that's it, because you don't, like, when you fall for someone and you genuinely fall in love, like, you don't see like the red flags. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's so
Agreed.
easy to see it when you get out, because you're like,
Yeah.
why did I fall for that? Do you know what I mean? You're like,
I was like, yo.
damn, I was bamboozled.
yeah. But in the top, you're literally like, no, this is the right thing. This
Yeah.
is the right thing to do. So I think, yeah, you're blindsided by love, and you just have to, like, I think it's harder because you don't know, like, and if you've been hurt before, you're like, oh, is this a trigger, or is this person doing me wrong? And it's trying to play like tennis in that way, because you don't actually know, and it's like you're fighting yourself, and then that's
No,
why.
I be calling my friends, be like, yes, I'm not tripping. I think I say it to Demi all the time. I'm like, was I doing too much? Was I
Yeah,
doing too much?
literally.
Am I correct? Do I have the right to be
then-
angry?
But talking to friends as well, I think is so. It can be a positive, but it can be a huge negative in relationships
Yeah.
too, because your friends like see you in this aspect. Do you know what I mean? And they want you to be like treated like 110%.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if you take it back, this is gonna get a bit messy. You take it back to your family. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had terrible fights with my family, fights that I don't ever want to think about again. Do you get me? But you move on from it because you're family. Do you know what I mean? And I get your relationships, like your family, you don't get to choose them. But if you take that into a relationship aspect, it's like, if you both have a genuine love for each other and you care for each other, sometimes you're going to hurt each other like family. And it's like, you have to then figure out if it's worth moving past or if you want to cut it.
This is backpedaling a little bit, but do you guys believe love is actually blind?
Yeah.
Love
first.
can blind you. However, if you kind of like, because are you going to say God is blind? Because love is God. God is love. God is not blind. God sees everything. I think it takes a lot of maturity, because even human beings, because as Christians, because I'm a Christian, you have to actually love these people that you've never met before, and regardless of what they do to you. But the reason why, like, remember when, sorry guys, I'm going into the Christian stuff. No, I don't apologize, but you know when Jesus died, he was on the cross, and like he said, God, like, forgive them because they don't know. Sometimes I look at human beings and like the way they treat people and stuff like that, and I get mad, but I'm just like, they don't know the truth. The reason why someone may hurt you, the reason why someone may do something bad to you is because they don't know, but you know. That's how you were able to point that stuff out.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
So you don't think you could fall in love with someone you've never met physically?
Wait,
Like, have you ever watched that show, Love is
is
Blind?
Blind,
yeah.
Do you think you could do that and actually
to be honest, I don't
fall
think
in
that
love?
show is like
Real?
There's
don't think
there's
it's real,
there's cameras. Maybe there was no cameras. Okay, like they said, okay, you go on the show. There's no cameras. Find love. Maybe we can see who they really are. But there's cameras in their faces 24/7. So I don't
Let
think
me
it's
tell you now,
as
from someone who's had a
Yeah,
camera
go
in your
on.
face 24/7, the faking doesn't last. The cracks happen because you can't fake 24/7.
Yeah.
So there's a certain element of people putting a front, but eventually the glass shatters
Yeah.
and the realness comes out. If you
Yeah.
take the last season of Love Is Blind. Look at Bartiz in the beginning. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's so amazing!" And towards the end of it, you were
so
like,
fake, and I called it the whole time.
you know what? I smelled them out as well. I could call out the fakeness. Like it's like you can see it in their eyes or like in the way they speak or like a certain demeanor in their attitude.
Just
You
too
start
polished,
to
like,
notice the cracks.
I think it depends. Like, but the people who are going on that show, you have to sort of see like if they're doing it for the right reasons. Do you get me? Because I do think. Like, I remember I was watching it with my cousin and she was like, would you do that? And I was like, yeah, probably. Do you know what I mean? But I'm open-minded in the sense that, like, it's not all about looks. It's not all about, like, what people, like...
It's about looks.
It's, like, but that is, like, from...
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
you're 60 odd, do you know what I mean? And you're wrinkled up and nobody's looking at you because there's, like, 20-year-old out there. Do you know what I mean? Like... That's not what love is. Like love shouldn't be about looks. It gets you in at the start, but it shouldn't keep you there.
And also, when it comes to looks, it's always on the eye of the beholder. But for like someone like me, the reason why... Ooh. There we go. The reason why, for me, looks is important. Well, I wouldn't really say look. Height is important for me because I'm a tall babe. I cannot go out with someone who's 5'4". I'm so sorry. I will never see past it because it brings on the insecurities of me. Because it's like, yeah, I'm tall, but it doesn't mean I always like being this tall. Sometimes I want to feel like I'm small.
But that's
but like, I will never look past the height.
Did you ever see Girlfriends? Like, do you ever show Girlfriends?
Remember when she kept
Tony?
when she married that short guy? I do remember every insult was like, you short man. That would be me.
No, but the thing is, it's like, that's like your perception. But if you actually fall in love, like, if you want to fall in love with someone, you won't care about those things. Do you get me?
Telling you,
like you won't.
I think I wouldn't ever see past the height.
You might make jokes, but you're still marrying them.
I feel like I've always said like, oh, looks matters, but every time I like somebody, it's because of the energy, like what they bring.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't think anyone I've ever dated is like that fine, but heights.
But I'm not.
No offense if any of you are ever watching this.
How would you say, babe?
But if you're like ugly, if you're like if it's like you can't look. No,
I get you.
I gotta be able to clean you up a little bit.
Yeah.
You
You want to change a man?
clean you up. I've done it.
No,
Clean you up.
you've
believe
never
you can
changed
change
a
a man?
man.
No.
I think you can change a man
Change
physically.
your personality or your.
She called it the girl
Skin started looking crisp.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm gonna dress you up. I'm gonna put you on a skincare.
That's fair. You
I'm gonna
groomed
get you
them.
some
You
beard
groomed them.
oil.
You can change a man in that
different.
aspect, yes.
That's
That's
what I
not
mean by
changing
change.
man. That's not changing man. That's grooming a man.
Okay, yeah,
There's a
correct. Yeah, I
difference.
stand corrected here.
That's not the right wording.
Why?
Grooming.
I mean,
Influence them to grow.
Change their appearance.
How far they take it is on them.
Yeah, I don't think it's looks, but for me, I would never get past height. That's like my one thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to be like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3".
Shock
You have
you.
to at least be my height. I don't
Yeah.
think I would genuinely give them time enough to have a conversation with me that way.
so how are you gonna feel if God says every
God.
correct man that will ever come into your life is short?
God, I beg you in the name
You have to go on your knees, bro.
God, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
Because no, it'd be like that. But what I was gonna say was, okay, cool. Looks are important, but I feel like attraction is not only looks. Attraction is how he walks, how he talks, how he carries himself, how he acts in public, how he acts when you're not there. I feel like that's entirely. Obviously, like he's gonna get old and crinkly, but do I still like the way he walks? Because a walk can turn me off. I'm not gonna lie.
But you know what?
The way he talks can turn me
These
off.
are all superficial things.
They're not superficial. Like you have to like these things,
bro.
bruv.
The superficial.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really about
Yeah.
inside.
It's like
That's what gives.
Do you know what I mean?
But that some of those things are a part of like
I can totally
having a persona.
The way
Yeah.
you talk,
It's
I think, is
about,
very
like-
important. Like,
No, I do. I get it. I
Yeah.
probably do sound superficial, but like, for example, I won't request something from him that I don't already have, kind of thing. That kind of thing. I don't want to get into it too much because I would start sounding more superficial.
No,
Do you get? You disagree? Oh my gosh,
I
yes.
said you're on your own on that one there.
Go on, why? Go on.
No, I will request what I can't get for myself. Absolutely. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
me, I
But that's
wouldn't.
but I feel like that's my minimum. That's like, okay, if he doesn't have this stuff, okay, I'm just like, okay.
But I'm not entitled though.
Damn,
That sounded entitled though.
it
I
sounded a
will
little.
request, but if you say no, I'll understand.
Yeah.
I'm different. I
enough.
just don't ask. I just get stuff myself. I don't like asking. I really, because if you say no to me, it more than hurts me because I feel like I wouldn't say no. If I
Yeah,
can do something
that's-
for you,
yeah.
I wouldn't say no. So if you say no to me, it hurts. So I just don't ask.
No with no reason, no with a good reason, or
I
just
don't know,
no
maybe
is a
it
no.
comes with like a little bit of trauma because it's like, it's happened to me before. I'm not the type to ask. And then the one time I asked, I got a no, but it was no with no reason. Like the reason didn't make sense. But I then thought to myself, like, he's never had to ask me stuff because I would just do. And when I do, I overdo because I'm like, I know your background. I know the things you didn't have growing up. I know you. I know the things you like for yourself. And if I'm able to do that, and then when I ask you, say no, it cuts deep, man.
You would
It
consider
cuts
it, and he doesn't
Yeah.
consider you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
so
that's what I
just
mean.
don't
And then
ask.
some. Yeah. Like, for example, like, I won't, let's say I have a job, so you have a job. I have my learner's permit. Drive. You know what I mean? I feel like we can request those type of things. Do you get me? But yeah,
I have a question.
Go on.
But I don't want to make it like an immature conversation.
make it
right?
that way. I'm joking.
Why? I'm just curious. Why don't women care about men's body counts? I know we talked about body
Because
counts.
the society won't allow us to. We
Because-
can't win that
because
conversation.
We're never, facts. You just said it. We're never gonna win. Like,
Can't
What you
win.
mean never gonna
why
win?
should I care? It's like it's not gonna change anything.
Men's egos are
Yeah,
so
let's
strong
go
in
back.
that
It's
conversation.
super-
superficial. I think it's still very superficial as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to know how many people that you've been with to like get hurt. Do you know what I mean? Or to feel like it's a competition. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm very secure in my body count, and I hope you're secure in yours. But that shouldn't be like determine if we should be together or not. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're gonna be
Yeah.
with me and I'm gonna be with you, it's for love and it's because I want to grow with you.
Yeah.
I want to have a life with you. Do you know what I mean? And if you start asking me like, oh, what's your body count? Like, why does that matter? Because then you don't care about me. You just care about what other people think, or you're insecure.
Facts.
I'm going to add on to that. For me, the reason why I don't care is because I don't care about what happened prior to me. I don't care about the reasonings and the things that made you make those decisions. I care about the reasons you're making this decision to be with me now. Everything that happened prior before me, things may have caused you to act a certain way. I'm going to talk, I was like, when I went through my breakups, I acted a certain way. And all of that has nothing to do with the stages that we are now, because we're very different people now than we were when we made those mistakes. You're very different. Sometimes you could be a different person than you were yesterday. So anything that's happened prior to meeting me, I'm not going to judge you on it. That's just what it is.
Even
for
just
me.
another add-on to that is if a man is asking you your body count and he doesn't like it, there's a sense of insecurity there, because obviously there's a whole stigma around, like, obviously if a woman's been around a lot, she has a lot of experience with other men and how good they are in bed. So if a man is hearing your body count, he's kind of threatened by the fact that you've had this experience and he might not be able to live up to it. That's another aspect
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
That's an add-on.
I feel like the reason why guys care about the body count is just, like, as you said, it's what people think.
Yeah.
It's not actually what I think, and it's got to do with experience or anything like that. Because
And it makes you feel like a possession as well.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like, why are you like? So you don't see me as a person. You just see me as a number that I've had. Do you get me? Like you, and I don't like that either. It's like, see me for who I
Yeah.
am, not from what my past is, what your past is. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, what you said, Roz. Like, we're here now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've
I
all made
feel like
mistakes in
they
this life.
Also, kind of like attach it to like self-respect. I feel like guys feel like just because you've been around, you didn't respect yourself. Like,
And these times, if you ask them, the body count is 3 digits.
Yeah.
It's 3.
But you want me to be with you
It's 3
in that
digits.
way, but
Yeah.
you want to.
And one of them was
Yeah,
my
you
friend.
Judge.
It's
Yeah.
3
That
digits.
You get me?
But like
Someone else have
now,
Are you
my
speaking from
body count is
experience?
5. You know,
just
yeah.
asking.
My body count is 5 now, and you're like, oh my gosh, ew. Like,
Do you think it's because
That's a little high.
Do you think it's because they don't want to imagine that other men
that's
have
what I'm
already
saying.
experienced you?
Exactly.
in
It's
that
their
state?
ego.
But that's their own problem.
That's
Yeah,
the personal
right.
problem.
That's
Because
like,
if I was to imagine how many girls you've been inside,
and then as a lesson, don't ask a question you don't want the answer to. Say
Yeah.
it as.
I learned
But
that
they're
the hard
asking
way.
because they want the answer.
They don't really. They never want the answer.
They never want the answer.
They just aren't happy with the answer, but they want to know.
They want to know the answer, and then if the only answer you'll be happy with is 0 or 1,
yeah.
that's it. They will legit not take it any further
Yeah.
than that.
So you guys find it easier to just omit that information.
Lie.
I don't
Lie?
even feel like I need to lie about my
Is that
number.
a good foundation for a
I'm just
relationship?
saying, y'all.
I don't feel like I even need to lie about my number. But it's just a thing where I'm like, if we're getting to that point of having a conversation, you've given me the ick, because why do you care? I actually don't need to lie about my number. But if that's
This number is crazy.
But at your big age, if you're asking me, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe when we were 20. Yeah, not even.
what even
teenagers.
leads to that kind of
Do you get me?
conversation?
At your
Yeah,
big
these
age,
days.
if you're telling me that if I'm looking for marriage and kids, right, and I'm on a date with you, or I've been on a few dates, and then you want to turn around and be like, oh, how many people have you been with? Like, sorry, what?
Yeah,
Like,
it's giving. It's not
relax. Calm
giving.
down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like because nobody ever asked that question. I feel like as well from age 21 to 22, turning 23. No one. I don't hear that question often because we're all grown now. Like
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
It's
I actually haven't
older.
had anyone
Yeah.
ask
But
me
you
that
know-
question.
I don't think I'm scared to, like, have
I've
the
actually
conversation.
never asked a girl that question. Like a girl that I'm in, like
That's fair play.
Because you're
Honestly.
not
Do you
insecure.
care
yeah.
then?
yeah, but
But how many
everyone
girls have
has
you asked that question
insecurities.
to?
Do you care?
You guys,
Just us ever. How many times?
maybe one or two outside
One
of
or two.
this.
That's
but like
5.
based on the conversation,
Conversation, not
more
like
more
directly.
time you guys would bring it up in some ways. You get me, and then it becomes a conversation.
But would you care if it was high? Like, if she told you, like, would you care if it was high?
My reasoning for caring, because I care. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't care. I care, but because it's based on my relationship with God, and I feel like even me, I have a body count. I think my body count is too high, even though I know everyone would think it's not too high. Do you get me? But I feel like, regardless, God is not from my understanding of the word, He's not okay with it. Do you get me? Regardless, do you get me? So yeah, I'm gonna care a little bit, but I'm not gonna.
You're not
It's not.
judging.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like an insecure thing. It's just my standard is over here. You do your thing. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And I think that should be okay. And
I-
I think men should have the option of acting in that manner. Do you get me? I think that's why I'm
That's
speaking
if
for
men-
myself.
I
That's
was gonna
why.
say that's if men have the standards that you have.
Exactly.
A lot of our generation don't.
Yeah.
100%.
Maybe if he had the grounds. Maybe yeah.
Yeah,
That's calm. If he had the grounds, he had the footing. Maybe I'd be like a bit okay. Yeah, cool.
If it could back up the talk, he's talking. Yeah.
But it depends. Like, see the way you have, like, you're holding people accountable to the same standard that you want to be. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's fair. But I think where I feel like, firstly, point one, I wouldn't be like scared to have the conversation. If it came up naturally, that's fine. Let's have the conversation. If you're asking me directly, don't ask me. And then secondly, it's like if you have like, because if like religiously or even culturally, like you feel like you don't want to do that and you aren't doing that for yourself, I think it's fair to ask someone that, to be like, look, this is the way I am and this is the way like I want to go for it, and I just want to know where you're at so we can like we can stay aligned. Do you know what I mean? But if you're like going every day after like Annie's kitchen, do you get me? Like go back out after. Do you know what I mean? Everyone can get it. Like what? And then you're judging me because
there's a lot of
that's
people
not-
like that. There's not many people
Yeah,
like you and
they're-
have.
So
There
it's
might have body count
it's
of
a
zero.
judgment. It's a judgment thing that you guys aren't feeling.
Yeah, it's like just hold
That's
yourself
why-
accountable. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
why I
As
say
well.
go back to women never
That's
given the
good
real number because of being judged.
Yeah.
I have a question actually, guys.
Ooh.
So I don't know why I said it like that. Obviously, I've had a couple to drink. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the question was, who do you think expects more from the opposite gender, women or men? I think men expect a lot from women, but they play off like they don't.
Yes.
Whereas in women, like, we can-
Can you
just
give me
take-
a list of what you think
100%.
men expect from women?
Our body counts to be low.
Firstly.
Our
body counts to be low,
to
too.
baby them like their mothers.
So are we generalizing right
Clean
now,
up
or are we just
we
kinda
generalizing? Like,
okay,
I know
cool,
some
cool.
men
Baby
out there
them.
don't do
Cool,
this.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
To like be able to like cook and clean.
And also have a job
sometimes
at home.
Still pull the weight. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That-
You think men expect women to have a
Yes,
job?
A lot
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah, nowadays,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's not many men
100%.
stay at home babe. There's none of them. Not none of them. There's not much of them
isn't
out there.
much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be
No.
baby makers and to like raise the kids.
And don't have a life. Don't go partying with your girls now. Don't
Be doing too much
don't
because
be-
you're
Yeah, don't be.
wife.
That's
Free
that's
now.
number what? That's 7. Number 2 is to sorry, excuse my French, to give head on demand as well. On the knees.
They
True.
love that one.
They love to head on
love what?
demand, head on demand, neck on the on demand like that. What else? Also look good on top of everything else. I came out. I just had a baby. I have to. My weave has
Bounce
to
back.
be laid. The woman should have came on
Yeah.
the
The
wedding.
minute you gain weight, they're gonna be the first to call you out.
They're gonna call you.
I know I've been treated different recently. I've been told to gain weight and I've been told the
But
weight
you look good
looks
with
great
weight,
on
babe.
me.
You look good. You look good with that bit of weight.
Do you
there.
guys have expectations of men?
Not much, because you see, we come in like I wanted to buy. Listen, we come. Yes, I'm gonna admit, we come with the we want a Birkin bag. So, but as soon as you meet that man, we're like, he doesn't have to buy me that bag.
No.
He just
No, but that's you speaking on your behalf.
Not
Let's
me.
speak generally.
I'm
like
speaking
you did.
generally.
Let's speak generally like you did for men. Yeah.
Genuinely, like
Generally speaking.
women want men to be the providers, to kind of like have shit down.
fair enough.
And to be able to rely
be
and
tall.
depend on them.
Security.
I just said tall because
To
I'm
have
tall.
abs.
And she's allowed to request tall
Yeah,
because she is
because
tall.
I'm tall. I'm
Whereas
5'10".
if you're 4 foot,
But I'm not saying what you kind of can't have is,
Okay,
is
okay.
fine. I'm just saying
Tall.
what.
sorry, I'm
Money.
attacking you. I'm sorry.
I know.
Not tall, money, be able to drive. What else? Have a good body. Be like gym. I'm just generalizing here. I'm not saying.
But you know, all the things she's mentioning, men are aspiring to be that stuff and are that stuff already. Whereas, go on.
Except from the heights, is it your
You think we're just doing it for our own,
Yes.
not for you guys?
No, you guys don't do stuff for
I
us.
had
You
a
go
conversation
on.
with some guys recently, and it's like I never understood the pressures that men felt to be providers, and that was something that I realized is really, really real for men. I'm like, when they reach like a certain age, all they're thinking about is like the money they can put aside for their wife and their future kids. It's not something that not all women think about. I know a lot of us independent babes are like, I want to have it enough. But I think it's different for guys. I don't know what it is. Like something just kicks in and taps and it changes.
I feel like it's an innate feel. It's actually hard to explain because I feel like even amongst men, we're like, what makes a man? Like what? How do you consider yourself a man or whatever? And then it's usually just, well, I have to be able to provide. I have to like be caring and all these certain things. And it's like, I think it's just mostly from our. Well, for me personally, from my view of my dad, is me wanting to walk in his shoes personally, and just knowing all the things he ticked that made me look at him as a man. That I'm like, there's pressure on me because at my age, my dad had two businesses. He had a car. He had all these things. I'm like, damn, I'm falling short. And our era is obviously very different. Our generations are very different. When we're quite lackadaisy about things.
I was just about to say that because I feel like we're independent women. It comes from exactly what you're saying. We're independent because we've seen our moms have to be independent, and we don't want to have to go through what they've done.
You know, even recently, actually. Go on.
Sorry, girl. No, I think like I came from like literally a single like mom household and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's always just like been me and my mom, and like that independence is like great and stuff. And I'm so independent. Like I'll do anything by myself. Do you know what I mean? But it's like when I want to get into a relationship, you gotta have like, I'm gonna say submissiveness, but not like completely submissive. Like you just have to let your guard down so you can like be in a partnership. Do you know what I mean? And that's what like so many things in life. You can do it all by yourself, but if you're opening up to a relationship, like you've got to let those like guards down.
But going back to what you said, Percy, about our generation being so lackadaisy, because it's a thing that I had to deal a lot with last year was letting my guard down. I'm not able to let my guard down and not to trust someone to do these things because I know I have myself. I know I can provide for myself. And I'm naturally someone who's submissive, but I've been submissive to the wrong person before where I still had to be the man of the house, but also be submissive, and I couldn't do both. So now, going forward, a lot of the stuff that I dealt with last year was learning how to put that guard down. That guard was really hard to bring down because I would just do it myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a man the opportunity to do something for me. I just get it done. And it's because of the way these men have shown me how laxy-daisy they are. If I had to ask for something, it defeats the purpose of it.
Yeah,
couldn't
I
do
feel
it.
the same way. If I have to ask, kind of want you to just do it and know.
Yeah, like, you didn't have to tell me to go to the kitchen and cook for you.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna hint the hell out of it.
Literally.
Actually, guys, I won't lie to you. Just on the side note, I actually tried to ask a man for money. I just feel like as a woman, you should have to try it one time in your life. It didn't go well. I ended up buying the stuff myself.
I think I was on the phone to you that day.
I was like, "Why
Is this a man you're chatting to?
This is a man like I'm.
How did he
not
take
anymore,
it?
anyways.
Well, because he said no.
Not because obviously like it's a build up of things, but obviously I was still trying my
That was the
luck.
last straw.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you gotta go like.
I feel like
Wait,
there's
were
an art
you-
to it though? I feel like there's an art to like. I feel feel like don't ask directly. You just have to just like.
What did I say? How did I ask? I think I was like,
You
no, but I hear
send
you
the
though.
links.
Obviously, like I still need to try, make the mistake, maybe try again later. Because I feel like someone just said ask directly, but in a feminine way. I don't know how I asked. I think I was like,
You gotta put some sauce on it.
yeah. Ask.
Nessa just said you gotta be in the right position.
And you know what? Yeah, and that's okay.
Literally and figuratively.
And you know that's okay. It's growth. I'm taking it as growth. I just gotta be in the right position next time to ask. But
Were
yeah,
you asking for a hefty amount?
not even.
No,
How
she
much?
actually
How much?
wasn't.
How much were you asking for?
She, do you know
If you
what?
don't mind
she,
me
do you know what?
asking.
She didn't actually even ask for money. She asked. She
Yeah.
wanted to get some stuff, and she was like, "Do you want to buy the stuff for me?" Like,
Yeah, but how much was the stuff? Is what I'm
wasn't
asking.
that-
It wasn't even that. Like I think it was like
it was less than 50 euro, mate. It's less than 50 euro.
it was less than 50 euros.
Oh,
I added my own discount on it.
Yeah.
But can I say the funny
like,
thing?
what's the
We didn't even get
relationship?
to the how much was it? How much is it?
Yeah.
But like,
actually,
what's
that's
the
true.
relationship?
It's a relationship, girl.
it's not like a serious thing. It wasn't.
Then I don't.
It's a there's back into it. Like I wouldn't have asked if I didn't feel like there was any reason not to ask. Do you get me? I'm that kind of person. Like I wouldn't. Let's say for example, if he asked me, I'd then be like, yeah, of course, because that's how we are. But like I just felt like I could ask. Do you get me? I don't really ask for stuff.
Do you feel like he's the type of guy who kind of
What's
has?
this hot seat though? I don't like it.
I mean, you put it on yourself.
I have a different.
Just
I
to
have
get
a
an
question.
idea.
I didn't think we were gonna dwell on that.
I'm terrified to do that, to ask a guy for something.
Because you're not used to it.
I don't
afraid of
usually.
Like
do it.
I'm terrified.
You're
of
not
it.
used to it, babe. That's why.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
You have
I'm
to get into it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Go on. What are you saying?
It's,
Because you what? You asked.
That's small.
But see,
Yep,
but
start-
that's
you
like
have to
a
start
friend
small.
though. The wings thing is like a friend thing, but like with someone,
It's
if
kinda
I'm
tough
dating or
asking,
if I'm
yeah.
not dating because I can't say.
do you feel like question for you? Do you feel like when you're dealing with a guy, do you feel like you already showed him like from get go that you can take care of yourself,
but
or like
but
do you already like lay down the foundation like, oh, I got that, because he's probably not gonna step in.
But see, the thing is,
balance.
but that's my lifestyle. Like I live by myself
But
without
that's-
family around me.
That's
like,
your single lifestyle. Do you get
yeah.
me? Like,
Yeah.
But
that's-
see, but if you're getting to know me, and we're not in a relationship, I'm still single. It's still the single lifestyle.
But if you like first date, first date, does a man pay?
Huh? Rosalind.
Well,
Rosalind.
yeah.
Does he
There's
pay?
one
If you're asking me
attitude.
on a date, you're gonna pay. But okay,
Okay,
but
but
see, the last
if you're
person, I was dating, he did pay for everything. Anytime we were out in public, he did. I would still reach out,
No, but
but he always stopped me.
You better than me.
He always did, which made me had a lot of respect till eventually I stopped
I see what
reaching.
you mean.
No,
Yeah.
I stopped
That's
reaching
good,
out.
yeah.
Because when I started to see that it was something he just naturally
Wanted to
did,
do.
I would stop doing
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
I
yeah.
never want you to think
Feel like- yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to do it all the time because
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I've got us. Now, for the first date, yeah, if you're asking me on a date, yeah, I'm expecting you to pay. But I will leave my purse there so you know I can pay for myself.
Yeah, I
I
like
think-
that. I like having that aspect. Like you can take care of me, but just know if you wasn't there or aren't there, I got myself.
Yeah. And like I also feel like we shouldn't just always sit back and let men pay for absolutely
I feel like
everything.
it's like 60-40 maybe,
60,
or
I would
like
say I'm a-
70-30
I'm
maybe.
a 50. See, the thing is, right? The thing about relationships, and Michelle Obama said this, and no matter what relationship it is, it's never always 60-40. It's never 50-50.
Yeah, oh,
There's
okay.
going to be certain parts of your relationship where it's going to be 70-20,
Babe,
30-60,
That's in
whatever.
relationship. Talking about
because-
like dating now, like
Dating.
before the relationship.
Yeah.
How you moving then?
God, I've said how I move.
How are you moving,
I've said
Temmie?
how I
because-
move.
We'll let
See, the
Rosie
thing
talk,
is, right,
and I'll
if,
talk
if I'm
after.
reaching to pay for my stuff, you already know I'm the type of girl who's able to do it. So then just do
You
it.
could be faking it.
but the thing
There's
is,
been times where
Just do it. So am I supposed to stand there where we're at the till and we're both blinking and looking at each other?
you can be
No,
like,
it's good,
oh,
it's good, it's
I'll pay
good.
for the
Men will
drinks.
respect you for doing
Yeah.
I got this. Or
No,
I'll pay
but
for that.
like,
I
don't even
respect-
say
I
I'm
respect
going to
the
split. If we're going up to the till,
not
let's say.
split, but like.
But see, even if
it's
it even when it comes to that, when the bill comes, if I see you're reaching for it, okay, I'm not going to reach for it. But if we're both sat there and it's like getting awkward and it's too late, I'm
like
like,
it's just
I'm a
just
pay
depends
and
on the
dip.
foundation
But you know,
of-
but if I pay and
the
dip,
rapport.
I'm losing a little bit of respect for you. If I see that constantly, I'm constantly having to do this. But if I can see, like as I said, the last person I was dating, I pull out my wallet, him too. There was even a time we were doing battle of the phone to tap. He still beat me to it, but he made sure he paid for it.
yeah. But that's
She
like,
wasn't really fighting.
We're like,
I guess.
but like I will always bring out my
I
phone
think-
to pay. I will never.
Yeah.
I think you're soothing a man's ego when you're letting them pay. Like, I know I'm never gonna go on a date and not have money. Do you get me? Like, I'm never gonna do that. Like, I can never be that person.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is, they feel like they've done something, because if this is what did you say, Jafar? Is like, I was literally like, what did you say? It was like, like you just feel like you have to protect. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what it is. Like, it's just you just feel that way. You have to do that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, if you're going out with a man, let them do what they naturally feel like they need to do. Do you know what I mean?
so that's
When
what
we get into a relationship,
Okay,
fair enough,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
go.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can show me, like, I'll hold it down. Do you know what I mean? And it will be like, it's not that I'm not gonna offer, and it's gonna be like, you have to do everything for me. Like, I'm gonna make sure that you know I can do that. But it's like, sometimes men get offended if you're like constantly pushing them, because you're pushing them down. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know.
But
Until
then
you
it's
get to
also
the
the same men who also feel like girls are only constantly wanting to be taken out to go do these things, and like they're always having to do these things.
It's
I feel like
balance,
they
it's
still
balance.
treat those kind of women better than the ones who,
That's
like,
facts.
do you get me?
That's actually
in,
facts.
in regards to
True.
dating, you asked me, like,
Men love to be treated like rubbish. I'm not even going to lie. They love to be
but
treated
they love
like
treating women like
rubbish.
rubbish
So
as
do
well.
we.
But the ones,
Literally twins.
but the ones who show men pepe, the men come back rolling. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But the girls who are soft and gentle and kind, they're
But do you
always
not
ones to
think
be
that's the
heartbreaking.
same the other way around as well? Like,
No.
What's
Because
the other
they
way?
chase
What's the other
the
way
bad
around?
bees.
What's the other way around? Real quick.
where say what you said again.
I feel like men chase the bad bees, like what they classify as the bad bees, the girls who run the circles around them. I don't feel like every girl chases after what is classified as the hot guy. Some girls I know
So you don't
actually
thi-
run
I-
away
I-
from the classified hot guys because they automatically think they're trouble.
But the internet is full of people who are like, "Oh, you guys are going for the bad boys. The good guys are here. The good guys are here."
Let me
You
tell
get me?
you
Because you
now,
guys
I've
like to
had-
complain about the bad boys, but you keep going back to the
I
bad boys.
don't
Is that
even-
not? Is that not?
See, that's how I know you're a good guy, because you see that kind of conversation is so tired out, because like some women, right? There's some women that go for that bad guy just because like those men are very
They love the
masculine,
toxicity.
like they like drama and stuff like that. But there's some women who give these good guys a chance.
Oh, I
There's-
thought we were still generalizing.
not anymore.
Even generalizing, I feel like anybody that I've dated in my past is not someone that anybody would ever classify as a bad guy.
complicated.
Like you know
Yeah.
my exes.
Yeah.
None of them would be classified as a bad guy, but every single one of them have treated me trash. Trash. You would look at these people and think they are angels. But then when you've actually gotten to know them, you're like, wow. And even then me, I'd be sitting here, I'd be like, I let an ugly boy make me cry. What?
Damn it.
What?
Fam.
How did I let this little fatty make me cry? What?
What do you
me.
what do you think is going on? Like, why is this relationship topic so
Yeah,
constant
we're
and
back here
rinsed
again.
and
Social
there's no
media.
conclusion?
social media.
Social media. I feel like people also. I feel like I won't lie to you, just to
It
kind of
can't just be
advocate for
social media. Sorry,
relationships. No, go on.
we are
Options.
we are the society. We make
Yeah.
social. We make
We
social
make
media.
social media.
It's 'cause-
Yes.
So
But
what's
because-
wrong with us?
but
What's wrong with
ever
us?
since
Mentality and the lack of respect that we all have for each other. I think that's
No,
just what it is.
I think it's
That's an
down
aspect.
to reality TV. So I know we are the society and stuff like that, but things are so much more accessible. Do you know what I mean? Like porn. Do you get me? Like used to be only in magazines. Then we have like online people just being able to like move from the next one. Like you think about like Tinder, you're just swiping. Do you know what I mean?
See, my question is, all these things that you just mentioned, they're all people. What's wrong with us, people? What's
But
wrong with
lack
people?
of
Because we've
respect
given-
we have for each
We-
other.
but
They
we-
made it
Not even.
acceptable that this is okay. Like this
Why?
is-
Why? Why do you
Because-
think that is?
because, okay, if you're sitting there on an online dating platform, sorry girl, and you're like, and you just keep sweeping, you're like, okay, you're not even thinking about what this person looks like what this person is actually like. You're not reading their bio. You're literally like, good looking, not good looking, good looking, not good looking. Do you know what I mean? You're like going online. You're seeing everybody like you know what, thirst traps or whatever you call them. Do you know what I mean? Fair enough, do you, boo? Like, but it's like that's what people are seeing, and they're sexualizing everything. Do you know what I mean?
I guess my question is very, because I don't know if anyone can really truly answer it, but it's
I
like,
answer to that?
Go on,
But-
babe. Go on.
It goes back to like, oh, you saying like, oh, they hurt you, or even the ugly guys, or even I talked about people hurting me. And I think the reason why people hurt is not because they're hurting you. They're not coming for you. It's because they don't work on themselves.
Projecting. They don't know.
They don't. They don't mean to. So I feel like what's wrong with
I think so. People mean to.
no, but that's
Sometimes.
it feels like that, but it's like it's still a projection of you. It's your problem. You're dealing with some demons, and now you're gonna put that on me. And I think what's wrong is we don't do the work anymore. Like a lot of people don't do the work, and maybe you said social media. Maybe it's the distraction of like, there's so much. Everything is fast paced.
Even just to piggyback on
And
that.
it's like
Like to answer your question, relationships, let's not look down on them, the relationship conversation, because it's a way to grow, a way to look into yourself. Some people don't want to take accountability. Some people don't want to look in or do the hard work. Because bear in mind, relationships is what human beings
some of them are
work
even
on.
ashamed of it.
Relationships in work, relationships in actual relationships with your friends. Now, if you're someone that you have good relationships with your friends and like, okay, cool, that kind of stretches on to your work relationships, to how you are with yourself. Because you are a reflection, like you do project, as you know, Honey said. Like if you feel like if you treat yourself bad, you're subconsciously gonna treat someone that's now coming to your life bad. Do you get me? That's why I feel like the relationship question keeps coming up, because there's so many dynamics. But we should stop asking. We shouldn't ask it. We should just talk about it, because it's so complex and every human being is different and there's different types of scenarios.
You're actually right. The problem is people don't talk.
They don't talk the real conversation.
What's the real conversation?
The real conversation is about like people don't want to do the growth. People don't want to do the hard work. They don't want to ask the hard questions.
Not just they don't want to understand.
They don't want to understand. They don't want to understand.
sometimes even we don't want to do the work because maybe
It's long.
Accountability queen.
maybe
I like
I need
that.
to stop attracting or giving chances to these motherfuckers.
I thought you were gonna cry. I said, "Don't cry in the pod." But you know, I hear it. I actually hear it. No, 100%. Sometimes the work is long.
But it's like, what do I need to fix so that I can level up?
But see, look, you are
Emotionally.
doing the work though.
I go in and I try, but I'm like, yo, something.
But you see, that's the thing. That's the
I need
difference
to go
between
back
you and a
in.
lot of people. See, you hear
Yeah.
that word "try." You're trying.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And that's where the
do you
healing
think
doesn't
men?
happen.
Sorry.
No, go on.
Do you think men and women will ever find that middle ground? Is there a middle ground?
There is middle ground.
There
People are in
is, 'cause
relationships.
people are married for
100%.
years.
What we're doing, like, see, look, don't shut down. Don't feel bad about you giving that person a chance, because you're giving yourself a chance, so you decide to give that person a chance, and you just keep on giving chances. People shouldn't be looked down on other people for giving people chances, although it might end wrong, but it was a lesson. It was a mistake.
Like
But
the way I also
mistakes
look-
push us further.
Yeah.
I think people need to heal as well.
Yeah.
Like I think the reason, like I think people, yeah,
Yeah.
You
work
can't
so
pour
you
into
can
a
heal.
cup when you're empty.
What like most of the time people can't move on. Like they can't move forward is because they haven't moved on from or let go.
past.
Like, do you get me? It's like all this trauma that your boyfriend, girlfriend, or significant other has been doing to you. Do you know what I mean? You're bringing it into the next relationship. You're hurting more people than you know what I mean. It's just like that fucking butterfly effect. Do you get me? It's like
So what's the solution?
heal,
God.
go to therapy.
I was just about, girl, you just read my mind.
seek
I say go
therapy
see a
is good.
therapist. Speak and genuinely have
Spend
good
time
people
alone.
around with you.
If you can't afford therapy, what's the solution?
Have good
Be
people
okay
around.
with being by
God.
yourself.
Talk to yourself.
Listen to your own silence and your own breath, and be okay with like nothing.
I think
And a lot of people can't
That's
even do
easier
that.
said
And I'll
than
tell
done.
you.
That's true.
Also,
think
kill the
it's-
ego. Like, I think ego plays a big part in like these kind of things, because if you let the ego die and actually just, because the ego is very loud, it's gonna tell you this person did you dirty. You gotta, you know what I mean.
That's
You
a
gotta
very broad thing to say. How do you kill your ego?
How do you kill your ego? By being humble,
I was just
asking
about to say,
yourself these
silence, I'm
questions.
telling
You're not too big to be hurt. You're not
think
too big
it's
to have
gonna
someone
break
hurt
you down.
you.
Sorry,
Say that again?
interrupted you.
I feel like you need to go into the silence because that will break you down. Because when you're in a room, four walls, no music, no nothing, and you stay there for like long enough, at some point, something's gonna come up.
Yeah, you can start
you're-
hearing
if you're-
something.
if
You might cry, you might break down, you might talk to yourself, you might hear God. I think that's
So if you're afraid of the silence, then you'll never reach that place.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
as well. I think people need to take accountability, like for yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're always like we love to talk about like how our like relationships like ended. And they did this and they did this. Do you know what I mean? Like.
What did you do?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you have to sort of sit there and be like, I wasn't perfect either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's taking that from every aspect of life. It's like being like, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I do it better? Because if you keep focusing on someone else and how much they did you wrong, yeah, Grant, they're
don't
not
learn
going to move
anything
on
from
from
that.
that. Do you know what I mean? From you talking about all the time, they're not going to fix
And you
themselves.
also get stuck there thinking about the past when that other
Exactly.
person's moved on to
Do
their
you get me?
present.
See how you can do better.
Are you guys excited about marriage?
100%.
Yeah.
Wasn't.
Marriage.
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 Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a bit nervous about it.
I hear that.
I take it so seriously,
I feel like I would love to be excited, but I feel like I'm more like
but I'm scared.
it's a bit.
I hear that
A
too.
bit of a.
I'm scared.
I feel like I'm scared to. Sorry, babe.
I would love to be excited. I want to be excited, but I'm like scared.
Look at the generation we live in now.
I don't want to.
People
So-
get divorced so easily, and that's not something I want for myself. This is hence what I mean. I am terrified. But do I think I feel safe enough to put myself into someone's hands to take care of me? Absolutely not in our generation. No.
What's your vetting process for, like, when you find a man, you're like, he's decent. How do you now get from I like him to I would marry this
For
person?
me, it's communication, how we speak to each other and how we're able to handle the hard times. Like, I don't know who said the trigger is someone shouting at them. Nesser
Nessa.
said their trigger
Yeah.
is someone shouting at them. I'm
so
someone
did
who
Honey as well.
naturally raises their voice when they're angry. It may not be me shouting at you, but when I get passionate, I speak louder. But if you're able to bring that loudness down and for us to be able to communicate like this, because I'm a great communicator, then that's someone I know that I can talk to no matter what situation without having to raise my voice.
Is this all before you get into a relationship, like you're my boyfriend?
Yes.
I agree.
Because I feel like I can't get into a relationship with someone without having a hard argument. Like, you can't be in a honeymoon
Really?
phase forever. I want to know what we're like when we're mad at each other.
Do you have to orchestrate those situations?
No, but what I mean is, like, before, because coming back from my past relationship, the one that I was in for so long, where I went wrong in that was I didn't speak up for myself enough. So he didn't know when he was pissing me off. So when I would have explosions, they were huge. But they stemmed from so many little things where we could have had conversations in those little things before getting it to reach that end point. So that's something now that I know going into my next relationship, if I am in one or not, because I can't say. But going into whatever next stage of a relationship I'm at, if I'm not able to communicate with you and you're gaslighting me, that's a red flag. You can't be you're not going to work with me. Because if I'm not able to be vulnerable with you and speak my honest truth about how you upset me, it's not going to work. If that turns into a huge fight and we're not able to go back from that, that's not going to work. That will never work because you're constantly never, ever, ever going to be able to speak your honest truths to each other. So you need to be able to handle those little tiny things because you need communication in everything. Nothing will work in your relationship if you can't speak to each other about the good, the ugly, the bad.
Yeah.
Because marriage is for better or for worse.
For worse, still.
And when the worst comes, if y'all can't talk to each other, that's going to break.
I think you put it in a nutshell. Like, I would say, yeah, me too. Like, and it's obviously like a bit of patience there, a bit of love as well. Now, not the love that everyone's talking about. Like, I go by the Bible love. You know, love is kind, love is patient. What I do as well, my vetting, let's say a vetting exercise is that Bible verse. I think it's what 2 Corinthians 13.
That's our gal.
2 Corinthians 13. Okay, good. Obviously, it's love is kind. I like to put their name in, so I can say 100%. Rosin is kind. Rosin is love is patient. Yeah, Rosin is kind. Rosin is patient. Rosin doesn't seek no evil.
Love is blind, love is...
It's there, Sha.
But we
But
understand.
you get me? Like, that's an exercise I like to do, and that really actually just lets me know, okay, this person is
worth it.
you know what I mean? Like, it's worth the patience. It's worth working through. And obviously, I put myself in there as well, so I'm obviously accountable too. But yeah, that'll be a good vetting I would do.
That's a really good way.
Yeah,
I
thank
like
you,
that.
guys.
I think I'm going to take that on board.
Go take it, steal it, have it. Yeah.
But one thing I actually want to go back to, honey, is something you said about being too kind. There's something too nice. Being too nice. You're not too nice. Everyone else is not deserving of it. You are not the problem. And I don't feel like you should need to have to alter or change the person that you are because you were made perfectly that way.
I feel like there's a difference between kind and just like nice. And I think I don't know who mentioned like, oh, you gave them too many passes or too many chances. And I think that stems from being nice. I can still be kind and peacefully let you go. Like, you know what? Or for myself, like, oh, I just can't do it because it's too much. And I feel like sometimes I push aside my emotions because I just want you to feel like seen or valued or like whatever. Like, just wanted to give you that chance. And
but see,
be nice.
you can still be nice and step away from that.
I don't think it's the same thing. Kindness is great, but nice, I don't know. Maybe it's the same word, but nice is just like being gullible to like what's right in front of you, but doing it over and
Naive.
over.
Okay,
Like,
you know,
like,
I literally just got like not a revelation, but I get where you're coming from. Like, let's say being kind is who you should be. Being nice, you should get to choose who you be nice to.
Yeah.
If you're kind as a person-
if you've already
Yeah.
showed it to me that you're not.
But
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
why
Like, I don't want you to stop
yeah.
being nice, though.
I'm
like,
naturally nice. I don't think I can stop.
No, you just need to build up your boundaries.
Yeah.
But I don't want you
Yeah.
to change the niceness about you, because this world is a dark place, and people like you are the reasons why we have light in this world.
Why do you think I be minding my business and drinking my water and no one?
I hear that. 100%.
I naturally just like retreat because the world is a lot,
It
and
is.
I'm more of like a.
Yeah.
I like
You're
to just,
light.
I like to stay grounded. I don't like to like get too much on the drama.
Yeah, well, not because I was gonna say, girl, I never heard about you till last year.
Yeah.
When your real went around, that's when I was like, oh, who this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of aware of, like, I see toxicity like when it's right in front of me, but sometimes you can tell when someone is like toxic because of what they're going through or what they're experiencing, and maybe because they need to heal, and you feel like, oh, I can help you. And I think sometimes that part of me is like, okay, activated, like, okay, I want to help you, but I need to make sure in doing that I don't drain myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't lose yourself.
And I think that's what I meant. Like, I need to stop being too nice to the point where I'm now drained. And now I don't have enough to give
it's-
myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
The nicest you need to stop. You just need to stop giving
Yeah, more
yourself
boundaries. Better boundaries.
Yeah, because I was like, your niceness is what puts you here. Like, God placed you here for a reason, and that kindness and niceness shouldn't have to ever be dimmed down because someone else is horrible and undeserving of it. Yes, give less to that person and the boundaries, but don't ever dim that light in you because someone else is undeserving of it.
Yeah. Facts.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, guys, it's been an hour.
Already?
Yeah.
Damn, we just be talking.
Nah, amazing.
I was gonna say, I was like, I feel like we didn't even talk much about music. We just be talking.
It felt like 5 minutes.
Relationship.
Yeah.
It felt like 5 minutes. But like, yeah,
Can we get
guys.
you back for music?
Yeah, right. That's part two
I have-
for music.
I was gonna say, I have one quick question. Have y'all ever made like music by accident that just banged? Like something you didn't even know was gonna bang, it just banged.
Yeah,
like
for
by
sure.
complete accident.
Plug it.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah,
for sure.
what is
I
it
think
called?
what people don't
Oh,
know.
it's not out. It's not out.
What
It's
people
not out.
don't know
It's not out. It's not out.
Go on.
is like me and Jafaris, like we literally, even just for fun, like we like create a lot, like bounce ideas. I always tell him like, oh, you raised me as a writer, like you influenced me. I would say that.
Is he a music daddy?
He's my uncle, okay?
Okay, uncle.
Jaffa.
Since she put respect on it,
Keep it safe. Let's keep it safe.
Don't say that your uncle.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I appreciate it.
Anything you guys need to drop or plug, or
Are we gonna hear you soon? Because we waiting.
you're gonna sing something on the?
Who, me?
He's not going to sing anything.
When he's dropping music soon.
When are you dropping?
wanted to
When?
know.
100%. Well, just all you gotta do is just stay tuned in the next couple of weeks. I'm not dropping, but I'll be dropping gems, and I'll be dropping just something.
Snippets, teasers.
Masterpieces.
Yeah. Something just more vulnerability, more
Yeah, we need that.
exposure in terms of like my emotions.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
Was it
I'm
kind of like
excited.
follow
Follow
me?
me
I
on
was like
Honey
eavesdropping
Music.
on today when I had my AirPods in and stuff like that because that was beautiful.
Those are just crumbs. She has
yeah,
like.
can you imagine? That's just crumbs. Wow.
She has crazy,
God
crazy
did
music.
not make me that talented where I could just
You
be
guys
dropping
like-
crumbs.
We're gonna put it in below. Definitely
thank
your
you.
Honey Music.
Honey Music.
And what's your name again, sir? What's
Yeah.
Oh, my name is Jafaris. My name is Jafaris.
Uncle Jaffa.
You guys can
Jaffa.
check me out on Spotify and
Okay,
stuff.
we'll put it down there. We'll put it down.
I have
all the
some
links down there.
alright videos and
Yeah.
stuff on YouTube.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's it. No, thank you guys so
Sick
much for
as
coming.
artists.
Honestly,
Thank you.
beautiful conversation. I
this
hope
was so
people
much
got something from that because I feel like we was really real. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you. That's what happens when you have
really
artists.
insightful and really-
They be deep and shit, man. They be deep.
Everything.
They say
Everything
artists
deep.
use a special side of their brain that a lot of people just don't have. You
I
guys
personally
like
feel like that
unlock.
was surface level for us.
Oh, so you're saying part two? You want to come back?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we have music, when Honey
Yeah,
has music,
please.
to
When you
share,
when you have
yeah.
music, definitely have you back.
Yeah, because y'all are
100%.
really
Yeah.
talented.
Yeah, that was
I'm not
stage
just
one.
saying that.
Yeah, of course. Yo,
Definitely. I like when people pick my brains.
Okay, sick.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please
Thank you.
follow them, support them, like, comment, share, all that
Shout out
amazing
Seda.
stuff.
Shout out Seda. Shout out Seda.
Okay. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Look at Katie's face. He's so happy.